Welcome to the Introduction to Black History course, Lesson 2. Today's topic, Black History and the Ages of the Precession. Black history is so old that it should be measured in the ages of Earth's precession of the equinox. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors carefully observed the Earth, the stars, and the environment around them. Those early inhabitants along the Nile River observed that star patterns gradually shifted over long periods of time. They understood that this change reflected a shift in Earth's orientation relative to the stars. Today, this phenomenon is known as the precession of the equinox. This cycle occurs approximately every 26,000 years and consists of 12 distinct periods, each lasting about 2,150 years. Using this framework of precessional ages, we can interpret long periods of human development that are often overlooked or insufficiently explained in conventional historical timelines. The phrase Age of Aquarius is derived from this same astronomical cycle. Within this framework, the period between approximately 12,000 and 10,000 years ago corresponds to what is known as the Age of Leo. By this time, human populations along the Nile were able to enjoy more stable and sedentary life due to favorable environmental conditions. They organized themselves for large-scale building projects and had already developed symbolic associations with animals that they had observed over extended periods of time. The construction of the Sphinx reflects the high level of symbolic, architectural, and organizational development associated with this era. Between approximately 10,000 and 8,000 years ago corresponds to the Age of Cancer. This period reflects the further development of structured leadership. The male occupied the role of protector and visible leader. The practice of determining lineage and inheritance through the female bloodline was preserved. Between approximately 8,000 and 6,000 years ago, this period corresponds to the Age of Gemini. Here is where kingship emerged and consolidated in Kemet. However, earlier organized political authority had already developed in Ta-Seti, in what is today Sudan. Kemet emerged as a stabilized civilization that preserved and advanced the cultural and civilizational trajectory established in Africa over extended periods of human development. Between 6,000 and 4,000 years ago came the Age of Taurus, the bull. This period reflects increased militarization and interaction between African civilizations and expanding external populations. Between 4,000 and 2,000 years ago was the Age of Aries. During Aries, imperial expansion and warfare intensified across the Mediterranean and surrounding regions, reshaping political and intellectual life. The last 2,000 years corresponds to the Age of Pisces. Thus, we are coming out of the Piscean Age into the Aquarius Age. The Piscean Age has been characterized by the expansion of large imperial and religious systems that have reshaped culture, politics, and intellectual structures across much of the known world. By controlling access to information and using state-sanctioned violence, these systems maintain their authority throughout the Piscean Age. Misogyny, as we know it today, came along with colonization, and imperialism during this age. We can already see dramatic changes occurring in our transition from the Piscean age to the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius appears as if it will be the age of information because knowledge is more accessible than ever. However, misinformation is also more accessible than ever. For humanity's sake, this must also be the age of discernment. The outcome of this age is not predetermined. We, humanity ourselves, will determine what becomes of the Aquarius age. Thanks for watching. In lesson 3, we'll address antiquity versus modernity. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel.